Hello, this is Mercury Rises from Clash of Empire, also called Last Land. And here I am setting up my main account that's in k313. It's Atlantis. And so I go into Atlantis and my Shadow Guardian was ready. So I go ahead and garrison her on the edge of the fighting areas, or between the two colors, but we're the red this time, so I have to put it in a red. There were so many cities burning, I was having a hard time finding her a good spot to go. She cannot go to a burning city even if it is in the red. Now, the thing is about the Shadow Guardians is that if you're a strong castle, they like to give you weak guardians, no matter how much gold you use to spend. If you are a weaker castle in the kingdom, they give you a much stronger guardian. Now here's my Genghis, and you have to set up the lion skill, and I happen to have a gold lion skill in this castle. It was there when I got it, so I just simply upgrade that, and that gives me a max out lion skill on my Genghis, and I add all the experience. He goes all the way up to 50 here. I got my 8-star actually not too long ago, so I'm really happy to have that now. It was a little bit of a struggle to get it. I had an 8-star Caesar before I ever had an 8-star Genghis in this castle. I have a gold skill, 8-star Genghis, and I set up several heroes. I use up all of my hero experience, and I set up several heroes because, as I'd mentioned before, I use a bunch of troops all at once. I train, and then I set up all of my troop formations, and I find a good city that has like millions of points in it, or millions of troops in it that I know I can beat, and just do it all at once and get very long battlefields, so then that way I can just walk away and do other things. So here I use Richard now. This is a new thing. I learned this last month, that a 10-star Richard, which I do not use in my castle for really anything, just does really well in Atlantis. He gets a lot of kills, so I use him a lot now. My 8-star Dora, it was a 6 or 7-star when I got the castle, or it was just about to be a 7-star, and my son was able to get it up to an 8-star. So I developed Dora. She's actually very good in Atlantis. My original R5 used to kind of criticize me for using her, but in all of my accounts, she has always done very well. I'm very surprised, but I think it's her cavalry health. So then Altea has cavalry defense, and Altea is a 7-star Altea is equal to an 8-star Dora, and a 5-star Altea is equal to a 6-star Dora when it comes to Atlantis. I see that Altea will beat the guard off of a hero, and even if she dies, she kills so much of the guard that my Genghis just comes in and cleans up. So she's really good in Atlantis. Even if you don't use Altea, you really should just still build her up if you're cavalry, because she is really a good hero for Atlantis. Just amazing. I wish I would have started with her. I started with Dora, and I did very well with Dora, but once I really got to know Atlantis and I got my captain, decided to build Altea, and I was just floored about how good she is. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, I see. So she didn't, so I only go up to the very last level they could possibly be, and then I use the rest of the experience on another hero. Because somewhere in there, I'm sure I need a suicide troop somewhere. Sometimes I just need to put them in there to open the city up, so then that way I can see what's in there and know that it's safe for me to send everybody. Because believe it or not, even with an 8-star Genghis and an 8-star Caesar, there are much bigger heroes out there in the Atlantis that I end up in, and they'll just come and smoke me. So I always want to make sure I know what's in the city before I send. Otherwise, it's just a complete suicide mission. Well, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.